Now let's turn to the royal news. A Netflix insider has spoken to the Daily Mail and didn't hold back when it came to Harry and Meghan. The insider claimed that another nail in the coffin for Harry and Meghan Markle's $100 million Netflix deal was that her Napa Valley wine just hasn't been selling. They've also fallen out with A-listers, according to this insider. What more can you tell us?
Well, yes, the wine that Meghan has produced via a vineyard, you can see her in her documentary sipping, the wine when she's sort of making the food and sprinkling on her edible flowers and so forth. It hasn't been selling. There was an initial batch which did sell out, but that was more down to the low volume than the quality or the price point. Apparently it's very expensive as well. And even in Montecito, people are worried about the price of wine, would you believe it? So, yeah, this is apparently another nail in the coffin for that Netflix deal, which will finish in September. Although I do think there is a chance that Netflix will try and keep them idly in the background if the relationship changes.
Yes.
Obviously, Netflix want to be right on top of that, as does any publisher or broadcaster on the planet. And also, I think that they're discussing a first option deal. So in the event that Meghan and Harry create something, God forbid, we do actually want to watch, they'll get first option on it. So that's interesting. I don't think Netflix are totally going to cut them loose, but they'll be very clever to keep them close without being contractually obliged to them.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, King Charles is reportedly growing wary of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, with royal insiders suggesting that there may be an ulterior motive behind Harry's kind of moves to potentially patch up the relationship with his father. Look, I don't blame King Charles for being cautious. What can you tell us about this one?
I think the royals know, and in particular the King knows, that every meeting and every sort of repatriation with Harry carries a huge risk because every conversation could end up in a podcast or a book, and there's no confidentiality clearly around what's being shared with them and Harry and Meghan. So the fact that the deal's now finished with Netflix, Harry is obviously worried about where the next revenue is coming from. I'm more feeling that the reconciliation is about that rather than any genuine sort of sorry or apology to his family. And on that point, I'm bewildered as to why Harry cannot see that saying sorry in private and publicly has to be the first step in any reconciliation with his family. In any family dispute, people come together and say, I'm sorry for what I said, I forgive you, and then you move on. That has not happened. And I think that's because Harry believes he's in the right.
Yeah, he's the victim.
And the victim as well. And Meghan believes she's in the right as well. So what have they got to say sorry for? Whereas the rest of the world is thinking, you've destroyed that relationship, it is all on you.
Yeah, and it's been so sad to see, and it's unbelievable that even after all these years now, we're at the point where he still hasn't said sorry. I still find it hard to believe.
5 years after Megxit, it's amazing.
Unbelievable. Princess Charlotte and her father, Prince William, have made a surprise appearance in Switzerland to see England's women's soccer team compete in the 2025 Euro finals. What can you tell us about this one?
Yes, they went to Switzerland, dad and daughter, to see the Lionesses thrash Spain, which was great. It was a penalty shootout, which sort of sealed the game. But how wonderful to see Charlotte front and centre at her first international football match with Dad. She met the Lionesses, she also met the Spanish team, and they released a very sort of beautiful joint statement afterwards congratulating the Lionesses on their win. But how cool it is to see her with more sporting angles as well. And I do feel maybe this is part of a bigger plan to, in the future, make her a royal sports ambassador, because of course her father is a patron of the FA, the Football Association, and Mum's very tied in with Wimbledon. So I can see that path for Charlotte, even though she's only a tender age of 10. I really think that's what they'd be planning for her in the future, because that is sport is such a bond between the public and the royal family.
No, that's very exciting. Now, we have a Norwegian princess. Princess Ingrid Alexandra of Norway is in Australia, preparing to start her studies at the University of Sydney. The 21-year-old royal says that she's looking forward to it. It's certainly exciting for us here.
It is to have a royal member at the Sydney University, exactly. She's doing a 3 years Bachelor of Arts with, I believe, a focus on international relations and politics, which will come in quite handy because one day she will be Queen of Norway. She's second in line behind her father, the Crown Prince. But yeah, you can see she's looking very relaxed in jeans and trainers and a sweatshirt and no airs and graces. Apparently she's going to be living in residence as well on site, so no kind of posh flat up the road with the chauffeur taking her to school every day, or taking her to uni every day rather.
Yeah.
So I do think it's lovely that we're seeing royals be as normal as possible. And of course, she's following in the footsteps of her grandfather and her father, who also travelled and studied abroad.
Yeah,
so.
and she's getting the real Australian college experience.
Oh, let's hope so.
Which is exciting.
Yeah.
Louise Roberts, thank you so much.
Good to see you.